Greetings and welcome to Mia Cucina. Mia Cucina in Italian means my kitchen. E la prima cosa che dobbiamo prendere, the first thing that we need to do is to put on the fadale. Fadale in Italian, what I just said is the first thing that we need to do is to put on the fadale. And today's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and I have chosen this beautiful fadale to remind all of us that we are all beautiful. We are all beautiful colors, and we all matter. And this wonderful deliciousness that I'm going to be showing you, it is the vegetarian meatballs in Tikka masala sauce. And it's an amazing, delicious meatball that we are going to be cooking in this beautiful sauce. And I'm going to walk you through the whole entire thing. So what I have here in my food processor is that I have taken a head of cauliflower, I have steamed it, and I have placed it into my food processor. So that's what I have here, and what I'm going to do now, again, I'm going to take you step by step, is I'm just going to pause to break this down for right now. So what I've done here, I did not steam it to the point that it's just going to fall apart, okay? So to this, I am going to be adding 2 packets of garlic, brown rice, and quinoa. And this is what I'm using. I am using Seeds of Change. It is organic, and this particular one is with garlic. But we are going to be adding a little more garlic because of health. So I have 2 cloves of garlic that is going to be going right in here, like so. And the garlic is going to even give it more of an incredible flavor. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to pause, because we want to break it down. And now get in here, because sometimes some of these little flowerets are not going in there, so I would just kind of use them up, because, and you know what I'm going to do with this particular guy, because some pieces are bigger and smaller than others, so it's going to help at the food processor. So I'm just going to add this. I'm going to take this one out. So it's all about patience, guys. Patience is very important, especially today. Well, every day. So we're going to continue to pause. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get another piece. Some pieces, you know, they steam. It depends on how we cut them. If we cut them in small pieces, they'll steam, you know, faster than others. Some others are not going to steam as much. My food processor is not one of those huge food processors. So I have to really break this down for this to really work. Okay, I'll continue to pause. Okay, now what I'm going to do to this is I am going to add to this particular 1 head of steamed cauliflower and the 2 cloves of garlic. What I have here is nutritional yeast, and I'm using organic vegan, and I'm using 2 tablespoons of that. That's going to go right in there like so. And then I am going to start adding my rice. Yes, rice. That has no meat. This is vegetarian. And wait till I show you how this is going to work out. It is just going to be amazing, let me tell you. I know, amazing. I love that word, amazing. Okay, and then we're just going to continue to pause, and I'm just going to continue to have that. Add it in there like so. And like that. Keep feeding it. Okay, now I'm going to get it out, because this is getting a little bit more full. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's coming together. It's coming all together. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a little bit of water, and I'll be right back. Oh, this is exciting. And what the water is going to do is going to help it a little bit more to break down. Because what I did is I steamed my cauliflower earlier. So if you're going to steam your cauliflower and not at the same time before you put it in here, it does get to dry out a little bit. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more of my rice. And this makes quite a few meatballs. And the good thing about this, guys, is you can actually freeze these. So whenever you want meatballs, you have them. All right, I'm just gonna grab a little bit more water. What is the water? There we go. Now if you are a working mom, you can steam the cauliflower the night before, okay? So, and then the day that you're going to do this, the next day, then you can, add some more water to it. So, so it's easier to work with. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to do that. And now it's getting nice where I want it. There we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Take this out. Continue to work with this. Oh yeah, baby. Wait till you try this meatballs, guys. It's going to be so delicious. And we're just going to continue to work it. And you have to keep being patient. I'm going to, just keep being patient. So what we want to do is we want it all to kind of come together and be consistent. In the meantime, I'm going to grab my bowl. Because I wanted to show this to you. Because, you're going to go, well, it's getting, it's not moist enough. It's not moist enough. Again, if you're going to be cooking your cauliflower, if you're going to steam your cauliflower the night before, and that's what I did, because I wanted to show you for those working moms that this works if you steam it the night before, so when you come home from work, it's not going to take so long. And it just takes a little bit of time just trying to get it all together. So it's just almost like if you were to be using, beef or something like that when you make the meatballs. So this is a different, it's almost like the same consistency, and that's what we are looking for. All right, so my that is done, I'm going to continue to finish putting my rice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Woo-hoo! And anything that gets on the floor, Reggie gets it. So she's right over here, she's waiting for something to fall. I'm telling you, that dog. Dogs have a mind of their own, but boy, they know good food. And right now, guys, it's still important for us to take care of our health. Our health is our responsibility. And this dish is really healthy and delicious. And like I said, it makes a lot of meatballs. Yes, it does. So now I'm going to go grab you see, it may take 1 to 2 cups of water. So I have a little bit more water over here. Then I'm just going to add to that. All right. And while this is happening, I am going to show you the rest of the ingredients, and then I'm going to turn this on so I can tell you that what we're going to be utilizing. I have here about 3/4 cups of oat flour, and what I did is I took my oats that I had, because I didn't have oat flour, I put it in my spice grinder, and this is how I came up with this. I'm going to be utilizing 4 eggs. I'm also going to be utilizing some cilantro, and of course, Tikka masala sauce. And then for my wonderful spices, I am going to be utilizing a tablespoon each chili powder, smoked paprika, cumin, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of garam masala. I love garam masala, so I'm going to be using 2 teaspoons of it. And that's what I have right here. And then I'm going to take this, and then what I'm going to do now while this is going on is I am going to chop my cilantro. And I love cilantro, so I'm going to be using quite a bit of my cilantro. And I'm just going to remove my stems. And I just want to chop my cilantro very, very fine. And this is my organic cilantro. And you can see it's starting to come together now. And the cilantro is going to give such a wonderful flavor for this entire dish. So we're just going to chop it. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop, chop. And there's wonderful health benefits to cauliflower. I'm not going to get into it today, but I want you to look it up because cauliflower is just full of antioxidants and it's just a wonderful, wonderful. So just make sure that all of the cauliflower is been in there. Sometimes, like I said, depending on how you cut your cauliflower, they may seem better than others. The little pieces, they always get overdone, and then the bigger pieces, they don't get as done. So that's what I'm trying to do, make sure that everything is very well made there. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to move aside my cilantro, move aside my water here, and then I want to bring my wonderful, oh yeah, here goes my meat. This is going to be the part of the meatball. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. And that's what you look at. Now, if you see that you have pieces that have not been chopped up, like this particular guy, don't worry about it, because you know what? I can always cook him later. So that's, don't worry about it. So now that this is what it looks like. It looks something like that. You see that? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, here goes another one. Food should be fun and should not be stressful. And that's what I really want to bring to you. So now I'm done with this. I'm going to put that in the sink. And then I am going to remove this piece right here. And I am going to bring my pot, because we're going to start forming the meatballs and start working with the meatballs. So what I want to do is I want to, if I can do this, technology. Okay. So then what I want to do is get yourself a nice pot like so. Okay. I'm not going to turn this on yet. And then to this right here that I have right here, get your rings off. Get yourself all nice and prepared for the wonderful meatballs. And what we're going to do is we're going to brown the meatballs, and we're going to make them and brown them, and we're going to put them all in there. Okay, oh, here goes another piece, which, to me, I just love cauliflower. So, I don't mind the bigger pieces, because I can, reheat these guys and I can do something else with them. And especially with this wonderful, marvelous rice that I have right here. Oh yeah, baby, 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 baby. Woo woo. All right, so what I'm going to do to this is I'm going to take a regular tablespoon, and I'm just going to add a tablespoon right that of cilantro. And then I'm going to take my eggs over here. And the eggs need to be a room temperature. Eggs needs to be a room temperature. Let me clear the decks. And there goes my eggs right here. And this is what's going to bind everything together. All right, so we are done with that. I am going to go ahead and add all of my seasonings that are going to be right in here like so. See what I'm doing, guys? Okay. And then what I want to do here is I'm going to use the same spoon, because, why dirty something else? And I'm just start going to mixing it. Start mixing it just like that. And then what I'm going to do now, just as a little mix, is I'm just going to add 2 good heaping tablespoons of my oat flour. And I'm just going to continue to mix this together, because what I want to do is we put it all in here. We don't know, if we need more or less. If you put it all, then you can't take it out. So if you put a little bit, then you can start adding more, because that's what we're doing. We are just keeping an eye on how it looks, on how they look. Look at that. Looks, oh, the aroma that's coming out of here. It is marvelous, darling. It is marvelous, darling. So now I'm going to go ahead and use the 2 more tablespoons, like so. I have found in doing this recipe that it really does take 3/4 cups of the oat flour. And also it depends on how big your cauliflower is. So if you have a small cauliflower, everything I'm using is organic. And sometimes cauliflowers can be larger than others, and sometimes not. So it depends, you know, if I have a small head of cauliflower, obviously I'm not going to be using so much of the oat flour, but I will be using the rest of everything else, because you want these guys to really be able to form a nice meatball. Oh yeah. See, look at that. So we're just constantly. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit of more cilantro in here. And then the rest, I'm just going to use it for garnish. And then wait till I show you how we finish this. So now I'm gonna finish adding the rest. The head that I used of cauliflower, it was not small and it was not big, it was like medium sized. So as you can see how this is, just like that. Look at that, look at that. See, look at that, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh yeah. And then what you want to do is you want this to kind of hang out here for just a little bit, And then here, I believe, no, it's not there. Oh, okay. Well, it's no problem, because what I have here is coconut oil. And what I'm going to be doing with the coconut oil, I thought that I had melted it, but I didn't. Oh, you know what, it's okay. No big deal. So we're going to turn this, and I'm going to go here with about medium to medium high. And in the meantime, this is starting to come together even more so. Now, if you don't have oat flour, you can use almond meal, or you can use breadcrumbs. So there's other ways that you can do this, okay? There's other ways that you can do this. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful meatballs. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to be utilizing 2 tablespoons of the coconut. And I am using extra virgin coconut oil that you can purchase at a grocery store, at a health food store, or you can go visit my friend Dario Rodriguez with Life and Food Superstores in Ellenton, Florida, and he has them there, and you can get them there. Okay, so while this is starting to do its thing over here, come on now, work with me. Oh, okay, because what I'm going to do is I am forming these meatballs, okay? I am going to be dropping them here. And now as you can see, it's starting to come even more together, And we're going to get our hands here going. And you know, you can just form them any way you want to, the meatballs. Okay, so the oil is starting to get hotter. So about medium high, guys. Medium high. And that's what we're looking for. Look at these beautiful meatballs. Oh, it's just like, it's almost like a ricotta meatball without the ricotta. Okay, so now let's just say that you let me get something to wipe my hands. I mean, you know, it's one of those days today. Have you ever had one of those days that you think you got it together, but you don't? And you know what? That's okay. That's okay to be that way. I have it right here. See that? It's right here, right in front of me, and you can't see it. All right, so now when I want to get this to be nice and hot, because I want to drop my meatball right in here, and now my meatball goes right, one goes there. Oh yes, just like I said, this makes quite a bit of meatballs. Oh yes, look at that. And I want nice meatballs, nice big meatballs. You know, you can also use a scooper, but you know, I like to use my hands in making my meatballs. And you know, and you just kind of roll them. See how easy that is? Just kind of roll them like that, shape them, and then they go like that. And these are going to get nice and crispy, because you know the egg keeps it all together. And again, you know, the egg needs to be at room temperature. And make sure that you keep an eye on your temperature. Oh yeah, oh, these are so beautiful. And wait till you have this, guys. You know, you gotta really try this. This is very delicious. You know, who said that you cannot have meatballs if you're a vegetarian? I am not a vegetarian, but I like to give my body breaks eating vegetarian. And we, at least once a week, we will either have a vegetarian dish or we would have a vegan dish. And then the rest of the time, you know, we'll have other wonderful things that I bring to you. So right now, like I said, this will make quite a few meatballs. And they're going nicely, but I want to just show you these. And then with this right here, you can continue to make more meatballs. Let me get that side of the way. So when it's ready, I can just take them out and put it in there. And then, you know, as this sits, it starts to continue to absorb the oat flour. I like nice big meatballs because this is going to be lunch, it could be dinner, and I like to serve them just with tikka masala sauce. Now, you can go a step farther and you can serve them with pasta, a gluten-free pasta or a vegetarian pasta or whatever you want to serve it with. But I like to serve them just the way they are because to me they are just delicious. And you have to be careful with these guys because, you know, they're not, if you've never worked with them and if you've never done anything like this, they're moist. They're moist. And if it's too moist for you, you can add some more oat flour. I'm going to wipe my hands over here, and then I will finish this guys later. Put it on the side over here. And then very gently, I'm going to take another spoon. Oh yes, like so. And now I'm just going to get to the first one. And I'm going to just roll this guy right over because I want this to brown. You know, you can smell the spices. And I'm going to take this other one. Give it time for them to do their thing. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yes. And then you know what? They might not be the perfect rounded meatballs, but you know, it's no big deal. The meatball police, I fire them. Gotta have joy, guys. Gotta have joy. Life is too short to be so stressed. And then you look back when you get older, and you're going to say to yourself, "What was I thinking? What was I thinking?" Oh yes, these meatballs are looking so beautiful. Oh yes. Oh yes. They're getting nicey nice. I call them nicey nicey. You know, sometimes part of the pan might be hotter than the other, so I'm just kind of moving the pan. You see what I'm doing? Moving the pan. There we go. I'm just going to grab a plate so I can start removing the meatballs. Some of them might be mushy, some of them might not be mushy, some of them be round. You know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, we put so much emphasis on perfection that we stress ourselves out because, you know, we think that we need to be perfect. And, you know, and I used to be one of those people. I used to think, you know, that everything had to be perfect. And the fact of the matter, it does not have to be perfect. You know, to be perfect causes a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress to be perfect. And, you know, I don't want to be perfect. I am perfectly imperfect. So I'm just going to add a little bit more over here in the middle. And then I'm going to bring my other meatball over here that I have right here. That looks so beautiful right there. I am going to take this guy out. I'm going to turn this guy over. I don't like to add a lot of oat flour. So if they spread, I really don't mind. Because for me, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh yeah. And as you're going with this, you're going to be adding a little bit more of the wonderful coconut oil. It's not going to taste like coconut, guys. And then I'm going to get another one. I'm just going to place it like so. Like I said, you know, they may spread. They're fine with me if they spread. I just like them like that. Again, for me, nothing has to be perfect. I'm a recovering perfect person. I accepted that I was completely powerless over being perfect. I do not want to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect. And that's okay by me. You know, if you want to be perfect, then be perfect, but you're going to stress yourself out. You know, and even if I was having somebody that would come over for dinner and I was off, and I was, you know, going to present these, you know, I mean, it's like, to me, it's beautiful. You know, every year I buy the tree that nobody wants, the Christmas tree that nobody wants, because it's not perfect, you know, and it turns out to be a beautiful tree because it is the representation of what the tree represents. So it's the representation of these beautiful, wonderful little meatballs that can, you know, some of them are spreading, some of them are not spreading. They have their own personality, just like the rest of us. And as you can see, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby, baby. There we go. Oh yeah. So now, I have another guy of where my spoon go right here. Oh yeah. Oh boy. You know, it's interesting because as you're doing this, you start out in this thing, and then they come out the way they do, just like that. And then as you're doing it more, then they start coming out more wrong. Go figure that out, right? But it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, you know, we put so much emphasis on everything has to be perfect when it does not need to be perfect. And where did that come from? That idea of everything has to be perfect. I don't know. I guess it's, you know, the overachievement or the underachievement. I don't know. I don't know. So what I want to do is right now, I just want to brown these guys just like you will brown a regular meatball, okay? And then after I brown these guys, oh, this one is coming out really nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby, baby. Oh yeah. This is going to be delicious. I can't wait. It does take some time. And we gotta be patient. And that's another thing is, you know, we are impatient. And, you know, and I understand, you know, I was one of those single moms that worked 40 to 44 hours, and I would come home and I would need to help my daughter with her homework. And then I would need to put food on the table. And, you know, and you learn and you learn and you learn and you learn what works, what does not work. You know, and I didn't have a person like me in those days. And that, you know, I did have my mom, God bless my mom. I don't know how my mom did it, because my mom worked 12 to 14 hours and she still would make this beautiful food for us. And I always wanted to do the same for my daughter. And lots of times it was really good, and lots of times it was not, you know, but, you know, we ate it. I think that the older I got, the better I have become as a cook. And because you learn what works and what it does not work. All right, so we're almost done with the meatballs. Almost done with the meatballs. All right, these are nice, big, beautiful meatballs. Not your typical meatballs, but super flavor, to say the least. To say the least. Oh yeah. But you gotta make sure, guys, that you brown them. And if you leave some of this on you know, if a little bit of this gets on the pot, the pan, as you're moving them around, okay, it's no big deal. It's all flavor. That's right, it's all flavor. All right, we're almost there. Almost there. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit. So keep your coconut oil nearby. If you don't have coconut oil, you may use olive oil, but I find that olive oil has got a more of a strong flavor. But if you have light olive oil, you may use that. And if you don't have that, use ghee. And ghee also works really good with this. Okay, then I'm going to get this guy out. So as you can see, I have quite a few in here, and that's what we are going to have. All right. And then this one last little meatball over here, he is just like, you know what? I don't know if I want to play anymore. So we're gonna get him, we're gonna remove him. Okay, so now what I want to do now is I want to get in the same pan is to get my tikka masala sauce and put it right in there like so. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. And immediately you can smell these wonderful smells. And now I'm going to come over here and put my little meatballs right into that beautiful sauce. And wait till I show you this. And we're just going to continue to cook these beautiful, delicious little meatballs that they look like little guys just hanging out in a bath. I love when that happens. Oh yeah. And we're just going to put them all in here like that. And then I am going to bring you and show you what it looks like. And then I'm going to take my cilantro and I'm just going to put it on. I was going to use it as a garnish, but you know what? I changed my mind. And you know what? We can change our mind at any time we want to when we are cooking. There are no rules, guys. You know, it doesn't have to be, I keep saying it doesn't have to be perfect. I still have a little bit of left over here. And then I'm going to bring you closer so you can see what it looks like. All right. We're going to go for a ride. All right. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? Look at that. See how beautiful that is? Okay, well, my phone did not quite like that. My phone, for some reason, does not quite like being so close. So what I want to do to these guys now that they're nestling into this beautiful deliciousness, they're going to continue to cook with this, and I'm going to lower my temperature. Okay, and then we got to taste. Oh my gosh, it is so good. So now we're going to let these meatballs, we're going to cover these meatballs. We're going to let these meatballs cook for 10 minutes, and then we're ready. Again, I will serve these just the way they are. If you want to, you can serve them over pasta. They already have rice in them. I just don't like to serve them with anything because it's all in one meal. It's just an entire meal. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I want to thank my beautiful sponsors. I want to thank Dario Rodriguez with Life and Food Superstores that provides me with the most marvelous, incredible products. Go visit him. He's in Ellenton, Florida. I want to thank my beautiful Soul Angel that with Color Street, making my nails look so beautiful with hardly no chemicals at all, because you know I like it to be chemical free, yeah? And I also want to thank my friend Stephen Bailey with Billy Fishing Charters that provides me with the most beautiful fish. And if you're in the Tampa Bay area and you want to catch fish, he's the person for you to get. He catches the bigger fish. And then I also want to thank my beautiful friend Cola Harris with FARMASI that provides me with the most beautiful chemical-free products to keep my skin looking good. So remember, guys, this is for your health. Your health is your responsibility. Get a hold of your health. I love every single one of you. God bless every single one of you. I love you. And enjoy this beautiful vegetarian meatballs in tikka masala sauce. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Yay! Okay, bellies. I love you. Ciao, ciao, bellies. Ciao, ciao. And for your health, I will do anything. God bless every single one of you. Be kind and loving to yourself, because when you are kind and loving to yourself, then you're able to be kind and loving to others. God bless.